Listen, man. You know, I just, I just had this weird dream, right? And then I woke up watching Supernatural was on, right? I don't like that television show no more. But I'm be real with you, right? In the dream, this guy comes to me. He's like, "Yo, man, you know you own the gas companies." He said, "Yo, you own this land, so you can imagine how much money you got." He would have said, "But the people in the land want to see you get arrested, so you won't get what you own." I said, "I'm never gonna get arrested, and I'ma still get what they owe me because everybody's gonna die that tries to do that to me." The reason being, they already disrespected their conscience when it came to physics. So once you start a bad influence, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna trickle down slowly but surely. It's like drugs. It deteriorates you slowly and surely, and you just and it won't matter to anybody because of the wrong an individual already did. So the guy in the dream, he says, "Yo, man, he's just going around giving people, the guy that that he's going around in in the dream giving people pickup trucks and then targeting a person that a man loves. But the way he's doing it is because he made a deal. You know why he's driving a pickup truck? Because he's absorbing the spirit's energy to kill the spirits, and then he made a deal to waste a man's value. A man's value is also energy, so also spirit. So he's basically exhausting the energy and spirits and acting stubborn just to be able to get rid of the spirits that a man created, because is a person that doesn't care about life, a person that does, they probably feel they're invincible, so doesn't care about life, so they're just causing everybody to die, and then he's gonna kill the spirit because to show he doesn't even care about life and consider the energy of the spirit, he's already endangering the spirit's life from ever manifesting, so it would have a traumatic effect in the physical reality and end up dying. A person that cares would never get hurt, but that person doesn't care because it's causing the man that made the spirit in the physics to get hurt. So it's like manipulating the spirit and say, no, you never get hurt if you do it with me and this so and so, because he's trying to gain the power of the spirit, the consideration, because he wants to be the person that didn't make the spirit but wants to learn how to make the spirit to take away the spirit. Because if a person learns how a person's existence was made, what are they gonna do if they're not the original person that made the existence? So they're gonna kill that person instantly because they already killed the person that really originally made it. So they were trying to get rid of the energy of the spirit already. So the spirit and energy has to realize that person was already trying to kill them anyway. And if a person's living to be invisible, say like a person does magic for martial arts, it's like exposing martial arts or causing the magic to deteriorate or some type of way because a person doesn't care for it, because it's just like it's just is exposing it. It's just a person living, putting it out there that doesn't care what's really going on, and then on top of it, a person that makes it cares because the physical reality can be hurt a certain type of way. So that person that's using it is a person that doesn't care about the physical reality being hurt because they didn't make it. So if they lose it or if something happens, it doesn't matter to them because they're the one that caused it. They're the one that caused the existence of the reason of this habitation or existence of the spirit to get end up murdered because they never cared because they're not the one that made it. So they'll to them it's like they won't be losing nothing. So the spirit and the person that made it, like a man like me, would be losing everything, but they'll be losing nothing because it's just people that try to abuse the spirit and the emotions and the energy or of the physical reality and, and force or habitation of one's social being. So they don't. It's like a person that's a reckless, that doesn't care about force or energy that's causing that. Then a man, and think about this. It's just like having a wife that's like my wife, that's a real astrological empress, and then she's destroying herself with a metal dildo because she doesn't care what's causing her power drill, and it was breaking her consecration of the holiness of the purity of herself, because she keeps destroying herself with some metal dildo or some man or somebody that's trying to destroy her anyway. Because it's like, if I have a soulmate and she's the real astrological empress, I'm the real soulmate. But if she's sleeping with somebody or causing, even on a level of physics, even from celestial or a cellular level, that's a person breaking her down and causing her to mineralize. That's like, this is the reason when I flooded Atlantis, that the deterioration of the mineral, I had to mineralize the place, because my wife fucked up. So I had to literally show her and cover her a certain type of way with her fuck up, until she could clean her own situation a certain type of way, because she knew about her own habitation, and that was when she manifested. So I said, yo, it doesn't matter when you manifest, because a person's gonna try to kill me before you manifest, or it might just be your boyfriend. Your boyfriend destroyed you so much that you're like the latest commercial. You take one chip, you put the chip that you're gonna give me. I'm like the right chip. You try to put it in your mouth, and then you put your boyfriend's chip in a sandwich and said, "Oh, get rid of what you've been making with me, and then I'll get rid of my husband, kids, and whenever she could find out the information, like, she's abusing the spirit and the energy, also whatever she could find out from me. So she she literally she's literally abusing the magic, the force that made her, because she knows I use the magic to make her, and she became a child or stupid like her boyfriend, because she been penetrated so much that she's like on the drugs. She's like on drugs of an individual that tried to numb her reality. It's just like a person that take cocaine. A person that take cocaine is already gone. A person that's already numb doesn't. A person that's being deteriorated. It's just like that movie with that guy that tried to play me, the Helen of who was it? Helen of Troy's. Was it Helen of Troy, or was it Helen's, or was it Athena's son? Helen and Athena would get together. So I would say Helen of Troy or Athena's son, or I wouldn't tell you the Orion. It wouldn't be the Orion, because they wouldn't do things like that. So it would be the Orion. Or I wouldn't say nothing Twinkle. Twinkle's better than that. Twinkle Light is better than that. So I'm gonna say it would be Orion astrological tree, because they'll probably say a Bundy or a Bounty. So a person that's acting tough, there's just a brute that just want to go around raping girls or something, or manipulate. Because you already see in the movie the other guy that looked like Al Bundy. Al Bundy was a brother and stuff. From the television show Bundy and Kelly. Then he had the stupid chick, the chick that was a ditzy bitch all day. She was a ditzy bitch, and then she just go out there and just fucking up life and hanging out with bikers that just don't care and shit. They're just on some crude oil all day, crude oil. It doesn't matter. Just come on, let's go. Like, you just don't even care and shit about life no more. People that's losing their emotions and feelings is gonna cause a devastation and lead up to a real devastation at the end of the world, because of their mentality and the way they're already moving and stuff. That's gonna end up causing city. It's just like, you ever seen that new commercial with that movie that already been playing with Will Smith also? He said, "We're bad guys. This is what we do." And Shorty pops the gum. She looked like Siobhan songs, right? Like the rap bitch Sheba. She pops the gun, and then she bangs her head on the wall, and then it falls and shit. You're like, you know. Anyway, that type of influence, I stay away from and shit. It is better to go hang out with black people when you see type of influence like that. because it's disgusting when you see white people that doesn't even care about their anatomy. You know, when you see white people ready to be dirty, it's a more scary thing because now you know what caused everything a certain type of way and shit. You know, a person that didn't care about their habitation, that you know when they get sick, it's a wrap. You know, it's literally a wrap. You just can't even wait around for certain things. You just got what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it's just funny about the situation because a man says, "Hey, man, so you seen the movie with Al Bundy's other brother, the Quaker Oaks individual, the individual from Quaker Oaks, when the individual, you know, they play gods in the Clash of the Titans. You understand? They put away the Titans because they wanted individuals that fight so much. Like they like to see individuals in the arena fighting. They don't care about them being around, so they did their little 300 politics. It's just like old people. It's like, oh, these guys gonna get all the pussy. Nah, these guys can't be around and shit, you know. And then on top of it, they don't want to do nothing themselves, so they wanna be the one. They want somebody else to fight, so they can do certain things strategically and set up individuals' life and fuck up other individuals' life because the side politics of stink pussy girls that doesn't care about their between their legs or their habitation, they just want to end up some soy sauce Chinese food and shit. You know, they between the legs should end up look like soy sauce Chinese food and shit. You know, so so when you see you know people that people that will cause Chinese people or Asian people or Indian people to go off or indigenous people to go off in the physical reality to not care about their habitation because they want to be invincible. You know, they don't. It's not. It doesn't care what the family has or what a family has. They should be invincible and die. And if the elder of the family gave them something, it's like people that will put people in old folks home that doesn't care. You know, they don't care about putting people. It's like a man that would rape a girl and cause a girl. It's like say I'm the real soulmate of girls that looks a certain way. Like literally, a person will believe. You can hear me telling you this how much it doesn't even matter. But I'm the real soulmate of certain type of girls. So you ever seen the commercial with the guy from Progressive with Flo, and then you finally see his wife. His wife was the Puerto Rican girl that just didn't care and shit that from American Gangster because she's trying to let you know how people cryptically try to let you know cryptic. They try to let people know like they don't want. It's like people don't want me coming back because it's like an embarrassment already or what they already did, or you know or or basically he's saying he got it both good because he got a girl of his height requirement, and then on top of it, he don't want he doesn't care about the torment another person being tormented because he got a good relationship with his mother. So it doesn't care if his mother will find because if his mother come back, he'll be a dead person. Because you ever had somebody just abuse their mother so much at a certain time that then they try to build up a good rapport, so the mother will be psychotic, so she wouldn't return, and she gets like, and she returns, either becomes on some casino life and just ends up ending the world because they say they've probably been living so long. So it's like having a dormant virus that caused the mother's irritation repeatedly through the generations and cycles, millenniums and decades, or or or, or centuries of life to cause the mother to be psychotic and want to die after she'd been watching them for so long. And it doesn't matter because, you know, it's just like the energy that just didn't care. But the mother shouldn't care anyway because once that starts happening, it's because of her ignorance that caused it. Because it's like a person, you could be in love with yourself, but there's a level of honoring yourself. You ain't going to go outside jerking off or masturbating in mass public in front of everybody. Once you do something like that, that's a person that really doesn't care about their sacredcy. A person that says, you know, how about when they come and they just look their kids see, well, are you know, I'm your soulmate. So even on a minute level of honor of one's dignity, this is why it's called dignity. You you're gonna you're gonna break your happiness of your harmony of your dignity for for some inner emotion of a while, and you're gonna masturbate in a social economic system where somebody else may had been at a time and expose yourself for some for some type of acknowledgement. So it's just like my wife, my astrological empress, come down to go and masturbate in a concert in front of everybody, and she says her family. Oh really? So you telling me there's no spaceships or no planes that fly by that's looking at you masturbating? So you want to be a porno star? You don't want to keep nothing sacred. You want to be a porno star? It's like her turning around in the last minute looking at me, but you here, so I gotta signal people to let them know that you're here. Well, you could have just told them that I was here instead of instead of embarrassing telling people that obviously you want another doctor. I'm the one that educated all doctors, but you must want some type of a person with just a title that's not real a doctor that just wants to be called a gynecologist. Good for you. Now I would just walk away, right? So it's just like energy realizing. It, I don't want to say some things because on a level of depth or a level of real intellect, I'm viewing things differently, also a certain type of way, but also exactly what I said also. So I don't even say that. Anyway, the guy from Quaker Oats, we seen him in the television show where the girl was a corpse, and then he was bringing her back and then operating on her and then touching her. It's just like a guy knowing that every girl that's a certain regimen, you know, you ever seen people that's in a happy marriage, like say my wife looks away, and then you have a guy that has the precise girl he's supposed to be with because my son is supposed to be with a girl that's a little taller than him. So at a certain level, she had to be like six something and taller than. She can't even be 6'5". She got to be like 6'7". No, like she got to be like literally 6'7", 6'7", or I would say like 6'9", or not even 6'9", like 6'10". She got to be like 6'7", 6'10", or she got to be like if my son wanted to deal with somebody in like the 5 feet structure, she got to be like 5'7", or literally this is the precise height for my son. She got to be at least 5'7" or 5'10" in height. She can't even be 5'11", or she could be 5'12" in height. My son will wonder why, but he'll know why. She could be 5'12", 5'7". 5'7" is the lowest he can really go. You know, five, five, 5'6". He could go with somebody 5'6" depending on how he feels, but his life might be slightly in danger if he deals with somebody 5'6". So I would tell him for his own safety, 5'7", or 5'10", or 5'12". You know, 5'10". He'll be reminded he'll be reminded that he has to protect himself a little bit. Or if he has a wonderful wife, it'll be wonderful for him. But you ever had a person that deals with a chick at a certain height, and then the girl knows she's enjoying my son, but she knows because it's just like she knows if I'm the head of her family, and on the head, she knows I'm the head of my son's supposed to be dealing with period, so I'm the head of her family. He would be she the way she's acting, she might love paying my son so much attention that she probably want to take the attention from me because this is the way they're getting money and manipulating the mother for the finances, so she won't even be able to. It's like making the spirit comfortable, never to manifest, and then it's just like being psychotic. But in the progressive commercial, those are it could probably be the same astrological tree or two different people that just doesn't care about how the habitations, like, you ever seen two people that's in love a certain type of way and you don't care because of the last minute when they're gonna have sex, it's gonna be like the sorcerer, the Scorpion King, where she loses her power. She loses her power from basically the elder, the man that made gave her all her magic. And the cryptology, the Scorpion King was like, they wanted to get rid of me. They didn't care about losing their magic. At the end of the day, that was a secret cryptology. It's just like it's just like a death mountain. It's like sitting on top of a high mountain peak, like Death Mountain, and realizing a person wants to kill you a certain type of way. It's like Death Mountain, or a Sky Mountain, or the Mountain Eye, or even going to a point of being free. Like uh, how can I don't know if Mount Everest is that. Well, say Mount Everest, what I'm saying? You ever risk yourself to ever go there and die or something? It's just like going to a place like that and then realizing it's just like it's like imagine if there was a light. A person wanted to manipulate the light, so it's like the scorpion light. Like, say in the movie Scorpion King, they didn't care if they risked the scorpion mountain light. The sorceress didn't care because at the end she just wanted to fuck some next nigga that already been causing her traumatic experience so much that she was gonna be some cocaine girl sooner or later, and then he didn't care if he took away her power. So basically, he didn't care if he knocked out her conscience. So the person that gave her the magic, and also her at the same time. So the person in Scorpion King, he was like some smooth brute rapist. In the movie Scorpion King, the guy some type of smooth brutal rapist that was gonna rape the sorceress at the last minute and take away her power anyway because he didn't care if she had it or not. So it's just like disintegrating her. It's like having a bone disease, a person that would deteriorate a bone marrow. It's just like a person that causes like bone disease. That's how bad it was when you look at it in the physical reality or a doctor. If that person knew about physics or the real anatomy of the habitation, he would be like that person would be the literal bone disease. Like the bone the 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 person in the movie, me is a difference. I'm a real doctor. I'm telling you what will be going on, but you gotta know the difference. See me, I'm okay because I'm the person that was strengthened and might and give the might and strength. And when I say might and strength, to reinforce, to reinsure the bone structure, so it would be habitable and it wouldn't break. It would still be in place and it would be mighty and strength and unbreakable. It's just like a titanium. I would cause it to have like a titanium wall, like something that couldn't be penetrated. If you even if you hit it, you like you hurt yourself or something. But another person, the guy in the movie in Scorpion King, he was the guy in the movie. Another guy, it, he was another guy. I'm wonderful. I'm like the titanium wall, but another guy I'm speaking about, it was like the bone disease in the movie. The guy was like the bone disease that deteriorates your bone because it's just like knowing that a girl's a person's soulmate and a person just want money and power and he just want to rape a girl and be brutal in his conscience. And he says, "Well, I'm gonna deteriorate you anyway." It's just like imagine a girl knowing that I'm her soulmate, and she tells a man that like, "Oh, this is my soulmate." It's just like what happened with me in the IXA with this guy named Collab. She knew I was her soulmate, but after I started having a good time with it, the guy must have been somewhere and realizing I was the real strength of the situation. So he came to me outside and said, "Yo, man, yo, let me deal with that." I said, "How real would I be for her in life if I was really gonna deal with her?" Well, I'm the one that really made her. So who would be more important, me that made her Ixa or a Ixa? Hmm. I looked at the guy at this time. I said, all right, man, go ahead, man. I just had to get out of there. All right. I said, oh, they go just smooth criminals. I just out. I'm just out. I just about to be an intellectual person. I'm out. Because I'm the reason of the beginning of the astrological tree, the reason why she even looks like that. The roof I'm the one that made even the energy. You even seen the movie in Morgan Le Fay? I'm the one that even made the energy my real wife that's in the spiritual realm that's already showing me that her dildo's too much for her. And then on top of it, then another man approaches me with a bunch of black guys, and I'm the one that made a Ixa. I'm the one that made the whole family. And then the Asian family, the literal, anyway, you know, me, like I said, so the guy comes to me, asks me, what you gonna do for her? Like, yo, let me get that. Now, the man that either I lose my life for something I made naturally, but I made it. So I have to go somewhere else and make it, basically. He said, huh? So he wants to cause me to do something impure to give the family secrecy away a certain type of way at a time. Because around that time, I was dealing with Ixa. I ended up dealing with a girl named Chantel Robinson. You know, right around that time, like not too long around that time, after that time, I started dealing with a girl named Chantel Robinson from Dorchester on East 21st between Dorchester and Ditmas. But I was supposed to be dealing with an Ixa, but I ended up dealing with a girl that just didn't, So I was like, wow, look at that. A man's gonna cause me to go off at a time sequence where I'm supposed to be with the purity of my family a certain type of way, and he approached me with a bunch of black guys. Now, let me tell you something about Chantel Robinson. Chantel Robinson, her mother was black. Like, if she was reconditioned and she didn't have a real mother, her mother was black and her father, she said, was a light skinned guy with freckles and shit. I don't know what type of doing that shit was at the time. I was like, but she reminded me of this rat bitch named Siobhan Sorns that was stalking an individual and just trying to clone an Ixa because you remember I told you there was a chick in ancient times that was trying to clone an Ixa and her name was her name used to be Love, but we changed it to Live because she tried to really kill the astrological jewel empress of love, and then she went after certain empresses of love of different jewels and stones and elements and other love habitations of other social economics because she was mad because she never completed her education, and then the real empress made her a rat, and then they called her Sheba because she was bi. She was the one that tried to infiltrate my wife Betty habitation in Betty's time during the times of Sodom and Gomorrah. She she tried to do some time magic, like on some time continuum, and then she tried to learn some jewel magic, and she came back in a sequence trying to kill my wife Betty. She 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 tried to spoil Betty's mentality because Betty was Betty was whipping the Superman Planet Empress ass at a time because she didn't. The Superman Planet Empress was like Wonder Woman, and she didn't realize the habitation a certain type of way, and then she was disrespecting the head of the astrological tree on a higher level. So I told you, there's beyond highest, quantum, mega, super, astrological, celestial, inner points of enlightenment, and then and others. So, but there's main empresses that got there's the beyond highest empresses. There's highest empresses. There's quantum empresses or quantum high. There's in between also, but I don't want to get I don't want to be specific like quantum high, beyond high. I don't want to tell you everything. So there's quantum empresses, mega empresses, super empresses, astrological empresses. There was and 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 the girl. It was like my wives. I used to have festivals where my wives would literally do their martial arts and and regard their habitation because they were going to be in the spiritual realm, so individuals wouldn't be able to hurt them, so they'll know to keep up with their martial arts of their physics while they're in the spiritual realm, so when the next time they manifest in a physical reality, they will be okay. So they wouldn't be slacking when it came to their martial arts. You would know why they're really the honor and dignity, and if you did wrong to them, they'll be able to handle the situation where they'll be so militant with their martial arts. They will they will still have control even while they were in the spiritual realm, unless I made the force of their habitation of the power that I gave them. Because if I'm fixing the magic, at a time, I even got to possess my wife. I literally got to put the force of the magic that I gave them to possess her habitation, even her consciousness, so her magic will be precise in order. But I have to do it in a way. But if I have a struggle, like say you have children, just like causing like a disease of the habitation, that because I'm the one that gave my wife consciousness, so my wife can go against me. So if you have children uh, that's causing a distortion to cause her to lose. All my wives are unbeatable, but there was an order, so they had to honor the order of their habitation. So individual will know, and then some of my wives were hiding my other wives, so their martial arts were hiding the others. So at a point, they would realize where they honor a person because they would go be out without being said that you see the martial arts was more more on a higher level with another individual, so they would know to when to stop. So in the festivals we used to have, my wife used to do their martial arts to shut off the spirits and let my other wives know what was going on with them, to see how nice they were, and then also for the etiquette and the education, and then also regard their habitation, but they would never murder or hurt each other in the arena. It was just like they knew when to stop. It's like my wives were unbeatable, so they knew exactly when to stop. Once something happened, it's like if you ever seen a clean martial arts bout where a person gets a clean hit, right? Like we're going to almost get a clean hit up, and then just a person go boom, and just stop, and the ref comes okay, and then he stops it, and then and you continue it just to see to make sure. Then he again, and then he stops. Then okay. Then he could continue. Then he goes, and then if it gets too physical, that means these people can be really around each other. Something else is going on, a certain type of way. People gotta go check. Individuals as elder stars gotta go check to see what's going on with the habitation, why this happened, or is it the natural order or something that happened a certain way in time. But another person doesn't know. But the girl, there was eight Shaylee and Liv. They broke order, and then they tried to use a jewel magic, and then they ended up in Betty's secrecy. So it was like, you ever seen the cartoon? The girl was fancy, a certain type of way. She didn't care. She just came home one day. Oh, I sold my soul to Hades and shit. Because in the cartoon she was being cryptic secretly on some Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit like that. She didn't really care about an individual in life. That she was just gonna cryptically, secretly be conniving and cause the end of the world and the end of the world a certain type of way. And then you gotta remember certain martial arts was done, so some people could have been finger jabbing other people and other type of things. My wives were very spiteful a certain type of way with certain things. Some of my wives, you would think they were like vampiristic people, but they were the type of person that really wanna give you like they wouldn't really boot upon an individual. They really wouldn't cut an individual a certain type of way. Well, they probably use a dagger or a sword to show you something, or they're probably, you know, I'm even a man that even came up with. I was nicer than the Zodiac, and I educated the Zodiac on their martial arts. And then I'm already nicer than the Zodiac, regardless of which way you look at it, in the physical reality in life. So I don't do certain things, but another person wants to see me do certain things, but I don't do certain things. But I'm already nicer than what a person thinks, even of the physical reality. But I just don't show it because the fact is I'm not gonna put my life in danger. It's just like when Collab approached me with a bunch of black guys and said, "Well, let him deal with Ixa," and I was just chilling and coming from kissing her and betrothing her, and a man approached me to want to deal with her, and everything was perfect with my habitation. And I was with an in tank near a place where they already had crude oil. So when he approached me and told me, can he deal with her? I was like, yo, listen, I'm the one that made her. This might be an individual that's coming with all type of blows right now. And he was the only light skinned guy with 8 black men. So I'm like, he might be coming with all type of blows right now. So let me just let me not really get into a drunk conversation with this guy because this guy's already known to want to drink, and I already whip Kronos and them brothers ass all the time. So I'm like, wow, let me not get into a dispute with an individual when I'm the one that made her and I'm more important than her because she already came from me. And on top of it, I'm the one of the real star of the astrological tree. Another individual just doesn't consider my habitation. And if the family is ever wondering who raped and murdered them or who killed them a certain type of way, or caused their demise, even in the depth, even in the jewel sequence, because even individuals of the depth of a jewel will never know the reason of the higher contents, but he led those dark skinned people right to an individual's habitation of a sacred union. So I'm out. I just left after that. I was like, nah, you want to do it? If you get it, go ahead, man. And I just left because I told him just like that. I said, yo, if she tries to, if she accepts it, then go ahead. If she doesn't, then and then I just walked away. The next day, I never really said nothing. I just looked at her, seen her again. She didn't really say anything. We didn't. There was really no much too much to say because if she started dealing with the guy, that just shows you that she didn't care. So then this wasn't about my life anyway. Around that time, I ended up dealing with this girl named Chantel Robinson. Chantel Robinson reminded me of this girl named Siobhan Sons, but and she reminded me of this girl named Liv that tried to kill the astrological empress of love, and she was going after them because she was trying to kill my love. She was the one. She was like the disease of the astrological jewel. So she was learning the Mushu traits of the astrological jewel, but she wasn't going to learn the Mushu traits because the jewel empresses never wanted her to learn any Mushu traits because they didn't want the jewel to disintegrate. But she was already psychotic because I didn't want to be one. She didn't know why because she didn't. A long time ago, certain things happened. But anyway, she broke into the my wife Betty. Betty from the Flintstones. She broke into Betty's light light reflection in a jewel at a time because stars reflect on each other at a paradigm of time. So um, and she broke into the reflection of Betty's light of her habitation, and then I was already going through things, thinking about the things with I Ching and stuff like that, and certain things happening. And I'm like, wow. And I had people that tried to steal things at a time that I stopped them, and she actually broke into the light sequence of Betty's habitation and tried to become Pebbles. And then she tried to make Betty habitate. Like she tried to, Betty thought she was pregnant one time, and then all people gave her all type of excuses. They were like, Betty knew that wasn't her child, but she was like she had to take care of it. And I used to tell Betty, yo, listen, you shouldn't have that in your house. That shit is gonna end up going after the vein. It's gonna bring a dinosaur. It's gonna cause the distinction of the dinosaur. I told Betty at the time. I said that child that you think you have is not a child, and I couldn't tell. Me and my wife Betty at the time, we couldn't have certain conversations because it was like alien things going on. Like a person didn't know that I knew that she was a person infiltrating. Like they thought Betty was stupid. You know how some people have possession spirits that put a possession spirit and then make a person think they did something. And then my wife, if me and her was having a child, I already done sent our child to be educated. Remember, I'm the real zoo, so I used to send my children to school to go get educated. So I have to do certain things to my children just to make sure that they're educated. So when I go check to go see my children, If it's not my child, it was somebody else, and then it will be all types of things. Even in Solomon, it tells me my, you ever read the song? I wrote the song of Solomon. I wrote Psalms, I wrote Proverbs. You think it was David, but it was really me. I wrote Psalms, I wrote Proverbs and stuff like that. But you know, uh, uh, in life, you know, uh, when people were going after I lived my life precisely a certain type of way. So when my kids were fulfilling the dignity, a person would think it's a form of identity. If it wasn't really identity because it was a continuance of really me, but I was able to go continue with my other astrological tree, and I was able to move to another astrological tree and continue with my other family that I made other ways and stuff like that. So it wasn't a hindrance to me a certain type of way. The only hindrance was I knew it was gonna be some type of situation when they had to acknowledge who was the real parent. And some of the children sometimes didn't even know I was the real parent. They just thought they were living their life like some of them was thinking of memories. Remember, everybody's a continuance of me and my wife's love. So they think in certain memories of them a certain type of way, and they've seen their memory continues being stagnant at a point, and if they're a real child, and then I'm the real adult. But it keeps happening or everything they remember is because I'm the real adult. I'm the real, so a person, when you find out, it's like, anyway, I don't want to speak about it. It's like, you just look at somebody, like, my wife better knew what was going on anyway. my I told my wife, I was like, yo, listen, some people used to use possession spirits to go force other people to go fuck up their immaculateness because a person was scared, the time that they were speaking about the devil and say they were scared that immaculate conception because everybody was also noticing something concerning a guy named Jesus a certain type of way. And then and certain things that was being done, and then the Nephilim individuals used to try to use the empress to overpower the other empresses during the times of martial law. So I would have to watch my elder sons. So usually I would have to whip their ass at a time, so they wouldn't hurt my wife's intellect because if my wife is the elder of the physics, even of the martial arts, is also the intellect. So if they go abuse the lower habitation, it was abusing my wife's intellect at a point, and they didn't know that. So I would literally have to whip their ass. And I'm the only one because I'm the one that made the magic. But I'm not doing things like that no more because we're in a yearly reflection. So it should already be known. So once they're doing something like that means somebody doesn't care about my wife's education, and that's a real disease. So my wife needs to reflect and see the type of monster that she has a certain type of way through time, and it has nothing to do with me because everything I did was perfect, and she sees it in other ways as perfect. So there's individuals that targeted my children during the time of the Galactical War. She would have to realize why situations, not like me being a brute mentality. My wife knows I'm the one that made it, so it's just like she'd have to realize the other habitations of other people eating burgers, not honoring the different social economics, not being precise with their nourishment. It's like their dietary habits, and in all type of situations. If my wife didn't realize the reasons of her physics of her martial art because her martial arts is physical, if she didn't realize it, then that's too bad for her. She has to realize the type of monster she created within herself a certain type of way because everything I did was perfect. Even when my wife checks my anatomy, there's not even waste when it comes to me. Everything is precise and perfect, even down to every enzymes of my physical. So my wife is like she could have im- she she could be imperfect because I'm the one that gave her the magic. So if she causes me to look at her in a sickly eye and I don't want her no more, it'll be detrimental or doomed to her. That'll be the end of it's like it's worse than the end of the world to her because there's no recovering from something like that. This is why I had other wives. Like my wives were so scarce about the situation. They wanted me to have other wives, so this way I would continue loving them. So they never gave me heartache when it came to I was the only one of the children because I used to have to go into like undercover. It was like being an undercover cop and being around children. But they used to wonder why I did that. My wife favored me a certain type of way, and the children didn't understand that I was the real husband. So this is the reason why she did it. The children wanted to live and this is how she kept her habitation in order. She knew, it's like I'm the real Santa Claus, who's a bad and good kid, and then she knew. And then when it was being sneaky, my wife would have to go figure out the situation, or with me a certain time. But I don't do things like that no more because we're in the year of the reflection. Now it's just like, oh, so because sometimes if I wasn't home, what was going on at certain times, right? Okay. So now the girl lived broke into Betty sequencing, and they thought they were confusing Betty, but we knew what was going on. I'm like, yo, this girl's gonna cause a distinction of the dinosaurs because she's gonna try to find out where your vitalness of your vein is. That means this girl's probably gonna. We had to find out the intricacies of what was gonna cause distortion and habitation and cause the end of the world. Because remember, my wife is the Earth; she has a paradigm, so we had to know what was gonna cause the end of her planet, the end of the world, that was going to try to penetrate the anatomy and cause the end of her harmony, the love, the perfection we have each other, and it cause the end of the world. So, the bitch, I have this nigga listening in, notice my television's not on, so it has nothing to do with me. The only thing that's on is this little radiator right there. But, the guy in the next room is spying on me, and he already used the Reiki, and he's using the television sequence. So most likely he's using the television and the radio sequence, and then he's trying to cause a distortion, even using the electronics of a man, then actually made receptiveness. So another person wouldn't realize when he's trying to manipulate the physical reality, and it's a nigga rag. So another person wouldn't realize when the nigga is over there trying to manipulate the physical reality, and he's gonna probably try to blame me, saying it's me, but notice he's using a radio and a receptive television sequence. So, a person that is gonna try to tell my wife it was me, and then he was lying because he wants to gain power, and then he doesn't want my wife to heal her zit that she has a certain type of way at the time within the habitation, and they're trying to manipulate the physical reality. So my wife got to be careful when it comes to us. And just because a person wants to be a different, my wife could have had freckles and the nigga didn't even know it. Because the person wants to be known as a habitation, but anyway, I don't want to speak about it. What I can do is different, and my wife is gonna know the difference. Unless he's gonna try to make her like you remember I told you like you ever seen men because Liv reminds me of this. Shaylee and Liv remind me of this nigga. You know, I think that's Age is his mother, but Liv was the fourth of the habitation because there was north, west, south, and east. And when I mean east, I'm the east, but not the east that you think about him. I'm the one that made the east of the other east. And I'm gonna tell you exactly who was the east. The east was Blade. Actually, the east was really Edge, but Blade was west, and Shield was south, and Rags was north. So but Rags is not supposed to be in the north. He's supposed to be in the African South continent. He's never supposed to be in the north in the United States of America. If Rags was here, it's already a literal high crime. That means he raped somebody. So I'm not. We're not gonna get into that physics. But anyway, so the nigga, and the nigga, I'm speaking about the nigga in the other room. But anyway, the nigga, the nigga you ever had somebody that that tried to like the Bundy, the dude I told you about? He knows a man is like every certain girl was my soulmate. So he is just like a man that rapes a girl, kills her, and then she grows up uncomfortable, and the sex hurts when he's having sex with her. It's uncomfortable, but he just try to do dominatrix sex to manipulate her, so he can get off his physical brutalist mentality because he wants to bend the reality to his pleasure, and he doesn't care because the way of his physical is just like having a certain magic and they're not caring and causing the detrimental end of a person. But the reason why he's doing that is because I don't want to be with his mother. So another person's doing something. Not saying like the nigga the Bundy is a difference. Like the girl Kelly, if that was his mother in in the show, no, I don't want to be with her because he already fucked up that not the enlightenment of that jewel sequence, and he tried to already deteriorate the viewing and acknowledgement of the situation. Just like when I was told you when I was Kennedy, I used to tell people you can't have ugly people on the television. It'll cause deterrence and deterioration, and it will cause the wrong type of acknowledgement, and it would hinder the higher quality of the physical reality, of the perfection, of the habitation, of the harmonical vibe of the receptiveness. So if you have ugly people fucking up and being in distortion, or unattractive, causing a form of a level of physical distortion, is going to cause certain things to happen. And then I used to know who was trying to manipulate and who tried to kill my wife after that. So, I used to tell them that, another person used to wonder, like, why are you stressing so? This motherfucking wife. What you think about? Then, other things will happen because, I didn't want to get physical. I'm not getting physical with individuals anymore. So when you see people doing funny things and they knowing that I own the social economics, I don't know, whatever, man. I just leave it on because I'm not gonna end up in jail because another person wants to store for time and then they lied to empresses, and then the empress is gonna see at a certain time because the people were savages. It don't matter. On my clock, is what it is. So you're gonna see these people with savages, and then you'll see what it is. And if I'm here like 2 days, it's just like, these people, they're gonna cause me not to even be with Hermes, man. So I don't even care. A person says what happened. I said Hermes already knew what was going on. He's too cool for that. Right? Good for you, man. Good for you. You go finger pop your moms, man. Good for you, motherfucker. Because who did it to you? All them niggas around me in the physical, social, economic system. Everybody I'm making a video about right now. It's good for you, man. So that's it. All right, let's say bye. And every other female out there, you should listen to what I was just saying, literally. Because the chick Liv literally tried to kill Wilma, Betty. She tried to even kill Donto, Fuera, Melissa, Tiffany, China, Ixa, Hillary. She tried to kill so much people because the because individuals' ignorance, not realizing who she was and the way she tried to even break into people's anyway, man. One gotta be careful, even when it comes to natural habitation. I'm the one that made the first wheel, and also remember this: these individual rags in them knew element science, and then he was a person of the cloth. It's just like you can't a person when they going shopping for clothes, they gotta know the cloth that they're buying because their life might be. Every astrological tree had their own cloth. If you go buy the wrong designer clothes, I could wear everything, but if you gotta make sure I never get edge or rags, edge, blade, or shield situation because they all need the cloth also. You know, even the 10 Jewel Empress's cloth, at times I can't even wear their cloth at times because these individuals then wore their clothes and then broke into their habitation in certain clothing sequences. And I'm the one that made the cloth. I'm the one that showed my wives how to sew. And I'm the one that designed things I designed people would want to wear now. And things I you wouldn't even believe. Anyway, man, I'll just tell people, your girls, if you're out there, what I said, everything was real. If you don't want to believe me, hey, good for you. If sex is feeling uncomfortable and you haven't got to me, you want to know why? Because another person knows the physical difference of the comfortability and he's scared. So when you realize that, you know, if I was strengthening something, he doesn't want a person. He don't want you to feel too comfortable when he knows he already making you feel uncomfortable. You're with a real rapist on a high level that just doesn't care about life. So you got to think about what's really going on with your habitation in the physical reality. If you're with a man that's making you feel uncomfortable, because sex really of the higher quality, it really feels good and wonderful. If it feels uncomfortable and it hurts and it causes like a feeling where you gotta learn a deterioration to your physical or some type of physical punishment. That's a person that already turned you out. And you know, I would say when you hear about my documentaries, you'll realize if you're smart enough, you probably realize. But by then, just don't say nothing because now you really know what you became, what a person turned you into. So too bad. Um, I'm gonna just say just like this. To e- even to even an Ixa situation. I heard a rumor about her that they said some guy named Payala. I'm the real Pi, but I'm not Payala. He was a person. he reminds me of the depth or the biohazard degree of the astrological tree of me being Zeus. So I heard a guy named Payala, this black guy. He also knows martial arts. Also, he was working for Verizon. He was. I heard he tried to sleep with an Ixer one day when the guy Kulab wasn't there, but Kulab was living with him in the house, and that happened. But that was the rumor that they said. They told me it was over some wrestling or whatever, but I don't want to get into it. But this is what I heard, and this is what I heard. I heard it was something that happened with some watching some wrestling. I forgot the story what the person told me, but when I heard it, I was like, "Now, Collab wouldn't have a man sleep with an ex. That wouldn't make no sense." Like, not only did you stop me from dealing with her, then cause, and I ended up dealing with a girl that almost tried to burn me a certain type of way sexually, and then because of me being so nice, I was already able to handle it. So not only did you deter me from being with the girl that is my real wife, and then you ended up probably causing harm to her anatomy also in the reflection on the other side without even me being with her, and all we did was kiss. Oh man, that's funny. But you have to see how real it is. It's just like I heard one time when they went camping, the individual killed a snake in the water. There was like some snake that was creeping up on them in some river water, and then the nigga stabbed it and killed it in the river water. I said, wow, that's wonderful. What were you doing in the river water at night? And they went on an adventurous camping survival. It was called a survival retreat. When they went out there, what were they doing in a river water at night? And hey, nobody else knows the depths of other people's astrological tree. And if a person learned his habitation, like Kronos and them are so skilled, they know their habitation when it comes to physics. So if they knew they did something wrong, they knew how to cut it off a certain type of way in the physical reality. Also, but hey, I don't know. But I never reflected to kill. You ever magic on high reality is real. What river water did they go to, and what water did he stab the snake in? She has to think about what I'm saying. I'm a man. I'm who they really call nice. Even when cryptically, I'm nice. But who who did he do that to? In what paradigm of time, and how many people did he do that to?